Hello everyone. Before I begin my presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Rizky Alvarezi. You can call me Rizky or Paji. I was born in Padang Priaman. I'm currently student at Polytechnic Negeri Padang, majoring in electrical engineering. I'm going to share you about differences in the electrical industry in Indonesia and India. After I searched on the internet, I found some difference. First of all, electricity is a basic need in modern life because it supports household activities, industry, and economic growth. Indonesia and India are both developing countries with large population. Even though they share similar development states, their electrical power systems are quite different. These differences are influenced by geography, national energy policies, and pollution and population size. Indonesia has a population of about 280 million people and consists of many islands. The electricity system in Indonesia is centrally managed by state-owned the state-owned company PLN. PLN is responsible for generation, transmission, and distribution across most regions of the country. In contrast, in India has a population of more than 1.4 billion people and a large mainland territory. India's electricity system is managed by multiple utility companies under both central government and state government. The standard household voltage in Indonesia is 220 volts with a frequency of 50 Hz. The single pass are commonly used for residential loads, while three pass are used for industrial application. In India, the standard household voltage is slightly higher at 230 volts with the same frequency of 50 Hz. Technically, the electrical standard are both countries are very similar. Let's move on to electricity generation in Indonesia is still dominated by coal-fired power plants. Hydropower and natural gas are also important energy sources. Indonesia has very large geothermal energy potential and is one of the leading countries in geothermal resource. However, solar and wind energy are still under development. India also relies heavily on coal as its main source of electricity. In addition, India operates nuclear power plants as part of its national energy strategy. Renewable energy development, especially solar and wind power, has grown rapidly in recent years. Biomass energy is also used in several regions. Indonesia's archipelagic geography makes it difficult to interconnect all power networks. Many regions operate isolated power systems that are not connected to other islands. This condition increases transmission and distribution costs. In contrast, India mainland geography allows strong interconnection through a national grid, very high voltage transmission lines. In major cities in Indonesia, electricity supply is relatively stable and power outages are less frequent. However, electricity access in remote areas is still limited. In India, power outages remain common in several regions. As a result, many households use inverters, batteries, and generators as backup power source. Electricity tariffs in Indonesia are regulated by the government and supported by subsidies. The tariff system is relatively uniform nationwide. In India, electricity tariffs vary by state and customer category. Industrial electricity tariffs are generally higher than residential tariff. I'm going to end presentation. Indonesia's electricity system is centralized and adapted to its archipelagic condition. In India, electricity system is more decentralized and supported by strong national grid. Indonesia has an advantage in geothermal energy. India has an advantage in solar and nuclear power. These differences reflect how each country its electricity system based on national condition. Thank you for your attention and listening.